What is going on, everyone? RonMan here as always, and today I want to talk about video game collecting addiction. Also, if you're new here and you like my content, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, as well as that bell notification so you stay up to date with RonMan Gaming. So I've been watching a lot of the Iowa Retro Gamer Dad, and he's got a wicked channel, by the way. You got to check him out. He does lots of really good videos, and lately he's been covering like game collecting addiction. So I think that's an interesting topic, and I just kind of wanted to add my 2 cents into this conversation. So, game collecting addiction. So what is an addiction? So really, it's any repetitive behavior that causes us problems, yet we continue to do it anyway. So for example, many people with an addiction to drugs will repetitively engage in that drug use, despite the fact that it's causing them health problems, relationship problems, career problems, and whatever else that may cause. Many people die as a result of drug addiction. A drug addiction will make your life worse, and in many cases will ruin your life completely. Of course, that's not the case for everybody, because many people are able to overcome that and get out of addiction, but you can see how serious that problem can be. So when it comes to video game collecting addiction, is that a real thing? Can you be addicted to collecting video games? And yeah, of course. Really, it's a shopping addiction. There are many people out there who just spend. They rack up crazy debt. The bills aren't being paid. They're not getting food. Mortgage isn't paid. There's a risk to their relationship. Oftentimes marriages or relationships will end as a result of a shopping addiction. So the big factor as to whether or not this is addiction comes down to, is it causing problems? Because you could have a repetitive behavior that is not causing problems, and that wouldn't be an addiction. So for me, that's not the case at all. I'm not addicted to buying video games whatsoever. Do I buy games that I don't play? Absolutely. Do I buy games and toys every time I get paid? Yeah, I certainly do. Do I need any of the stuff that I buy for my game room? No. Nobody needs a video game or movies or TV or books or whatever it is. Nobody needs that stuff. At the end of the day, if I don't have the extra money, I'm not buying anything. Can I afford it, and does it align with the scope of my collection? Yeah, that's if the answer is yes, then I'll buy it. So let's just say you do have a problem with collecting games. How do you overcome that? So in order to overcome your video game addiction, or really any addiction at all, you have to learn how to think differently about it. The first thing you have to realize is that you do have control over your behavior. One of my pet peeves with today's culture and the emphasis on mental health and mental illness is that a lot of people use that as an excuse. I have a relative who will often act poorly and mistreat other people, and they'll say, yeah, well, I have a mental illness. It may be an explanation, but it's by no means an excuse. So coming back to thinking differently about your habits, you have to think differently about the situation that you're in. If you've ever heard of cognitive behavior therapy, well, that's exactly what that is. It's changing your thinking. It's learning how to think differently. Nearly everyone with an addiction or even other mental illnesses will rationalize their behavior. Someone with a shopping addiction might be out shopping and they'll see something and they will think, okay, this will put me further in debt, but it's only $50, and what's an extra $50 on top of my $10,000 debt? And what if I never see this thing again? So that's how that's an example of how they may rationalize it. So they're thinking a certain way, and they're still making a choice based off of the way that they're thinking. Now, of course, it's obvious to everyone, even the person with the addiction, that this will only make your situation worse. This is the sort of behavior that causes problems, not the type that solves problems. Digging further in the hole will only send you further down. And yes, no matter how bad your situation is in life, making bad decisions will make it worse. You can always make it worse than it is. But on the flip side, you can make things better one step at a time. Okay, let's pull back just a little bit. Maybe your collecting habits aren't that bad. Maybe you just want to slow down a little bit. So here's a couple tips that I recommend. Number 1, take out a small chunk of money that you can afford. So for example, say $20. Now give yourself a $20 allowance every week. If you don't spend it, you save it, and each week you're going to be adding $20 to your savings, and eventually you'll be able to buy something that's pretty big. Number 2, have goals and boundaries. Don't collect everything you see. Don't collect for every console. I love the NES and the Super Nintendo. That's what I collect for. I don't collect PlayStation or Xbox. So I won't buy PS2 games. I won't buy PS3 games. I won't buy Xbox games. I don't buy that stuff. I don't even think about it. It's not even something that I worry about. I just think about NES and Super Nintendo. Now you can, of course, adjust your scope. That's all your, that's your choice, but have a scope and set the boundaries. Number 3, realize that you will never be able to buy everything and you will miss out on games and deals. No matter whether or not you like it, it's going to happen, and driving yourself crazy and running yourself into debt will not stop this from happening. I repeat, it will happen, and driving yourself crazy, running yourself into debt will not stop it from happening. Just let it happen. We all have stories about times we missed out on wicked deals. It's gonna happen. You're gonna miss out. Who cares? Let it go and move on. The best way on how to let that go is simply just stop thinking about it. Take it out of your mind, throw it away, move on. If it's not in your mind, it's not going to hurt you. Just move on and forget about it. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Collecting can be a fun and harmless hobby. It's not always an addiction, but if you find that your collecting habits are creating problems in other aspects of your life, then you might have a problem. Anyway, my name is RonMan. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Go check out Iowa Retro Gamer Dad. He's got a wicked channel. The guy is super cool. I feel like if he lived close to me, we would be friends. So go check out his channel. You are missing out if you haven't subbed to him, and I will see you guys in the next review. And I am working on reviews. I got a couple on the go right now. It's just taking me a bit of time. I am sorry about that, but I'll catch you in the next video.